Hey traders from around the world, hope you're doing amazingly sensational. It is the 9th of May 2016 and this is Jeremy Alexander Newsom with Real Life Trading. Hope you had a great Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all the moms who make life possible, because without you, pretty much none of us will be here. By pretty much none of us will be here. Yeah, so moms, you rock! Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed your Kentucky Derby as well. Shout out to NYQuest, the winner of the Kentucky Derby. Had 2-to-1 odds, or was it 1-2? I think it was 2-to-1. I don't know. I don't remember. He won, though. Great job. 8 wins in a row. Pretty excited about that for him. All right, so let's talk about the general markets, and it is getting close, ladies and gentlemen, to Mohawk City for Jeremy Alexander Newsom. The stop today, 106.52 for my 105 long put. So again, if I get stopped out, I wanted to exit down here, but just wasn't profitable, unfortunately. It has something to do with implied volatility or options. That's kind of what I love to hate about options, or hate to love about options. I'm not sure which way to say it, but either way, here's what we got on the Qs. So yes, the 10 exponential moving average is going to serve as a little bit of resistance. My stop is above that for right now. Here's your 100 simple moving average, also going to be a little bit of a resistance on the Qs. So we're going to find out tomorrow or Wednesday if I have a new haircut. Here's the interesting thing about this, though. We got to understand, even though I might lose on this trade, what's more important is what you guys do with it. So here's what the Qs is doing at this exact moment in time. And again, it is retracing to the 100 simple moving average on a weekly. We have a nice high wave indecisive candle last week. So realistically, this is actually a good bouncing location for the Qs. I'm not saying that will happen, but if we take out the high of last week, which the high on the Qs of last week was 106.87. If we take out that high, and of course, if we take out my stop, then I do think and anticipate that there will be some buying on the Qs. That can kind of correlate a little bit to what Netflix is doing down here. So Netflix, I want to close above 93.41, and then I am definitely bullish off of this support level. A lot of us got some put sales down here at the $8 strike expiring in 2 weeks. That's looking fine. But if Netflix closes above 93.41, really entirely up to you how you want to be bullish off of that support. Calls, stock, put sales, bull put spreads, debit spreads, whatever it is that you want to do. That's what I'm looking to do on Netflix, keeping a close eye on that one. Google, ticker symbol GOOGL, stands got a put sale down here at 670, expiring in May. And the longest put sale I've done in a long time on Google, way down here, the January 530. Obviously, planning on being in that one for a while, but here's that on a weekly chart, and that's where the 200 simple moving average is on a weekly on Google. So I don't necessarily anticipate it getting down there by January. Even if it does, I wouldn't mind owning a share or two. Here's Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, and again, rock solid support on Apple. We're trying to form a nice little new white soldier candle right now. Still got the bull put spread on Apple. Very, very good support, and we'll see exactly what happens on this particular stock. I don't know if we're going to bounce down here or not. Realistically, I still think we do something like this before we go higher, or even if we go bearish. It's not going to be the most interesting bearish setup. Probably look something like that if I had to guess. Overall, I think we bounce down here at some level. So if you're picking up shares, make sure if you're trading options, just make sure time is on your side. Buy time, because it will take a while to go bullish down here, because it did it once before, and it'll probably happen once again. It may take a month and a half, and then slowly pop over time on Apple. So just something to keep in mind. Let's talk about airlines really quick, so you guys have an idea of what my analysis is on the airline industry, specifically American, Delta, and Southwest. Here's what we got on American Airlines. American Airlines. Here's the weekly charts, and I think we broke out of a triangle. Really, really big triangle. You guys know I love trading American Airlines. I love the stock itself, and we did a lot of put sales a while back on American Airlines. Finally got put the stock somewhere back in here and got sold to my covered call somewhere back up in there. So was a profitable trade on American Airlines. I've been looking to get stock since then. Again, done a lot of put sales, never got put. Waited till earnings. Earnings was a really strong bearish gap down. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think American Airlines confirmed bearish. We're breaking out. We are at a support. I'm not denying that at all, but it's really not the greatest support in the world. Could we bounce from here? Absolutely. Am I going to buy the bounce right there? If we do, no. So pretty much what I'm looking for is some type of retest and then a rollover. And if you want to play it short, I'll let you make that decision on how you want to play it short. Here's what it looks like on the daily chart. And again, I'm basing almost all of my analysis on this gap action right there. Very strong gap. It was a black candle gap down, therefore it was a retest gap. There's your retest. There's the rollover. So this would be some type of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of trade setup. So again, I'm not buying puts at this exact moment in time, but I would like for American Airlines to trade into the moving averages, and then I look to short it into the moving averages. Next target on AAL, which could take 3 to 4 months to occur, probably about the $23, $24 region on American Airlines. Delta, relatively similar, except Delta does have a really good strong support coming up. So I don't have a trade set up on Delta at all right now, but this 39.41 area, very strong level of support. Here's what it looks like on a weekly level. In the weekly chart, 39.41, strong support level. So if American rolls over, I would assume Delta would roll over. If American rolls over to 24, Delta could roll over into the low 40s and probably be a good buying location there. And Southwest Airlines, exact same thing. Southwest Airlines in a ginormous channel. So there's my analysis on Southwest. Expecting a little bit of a small bounce and then a rollover. So here's the resistance. Here's the support. We're smack dab in the middle of it right now. So if you're not in a particular trade on Southwest, if you want to do a longer term trade, support, resistance, very simple, very easy to trade. Here's your daily chart right now. We do have a little bit of a trend line that we're bouncing off of. Nice hammer candle on Friday. So again, expecting a small bounce and then a rollover on Southwest Airlines. Metals today getting slaughtered. This was probably one of the best gaps I've seen in a long time on ticker symbol AU. And a lot of traders, shout out to Steven Jackson, great job noticing this one this morning. So white candle gapping down, barely clearing a pivot, bearish gap and go. Here's your 5-minute perspective, and on your 5-minute time frame, as you guys all know, one of my favorite setups possible. Nice gap down, white candle on the 5-minute entry, stop. Tell your mom about the profits, because that's what's happening on that trade. Very nice little breakdown. Gorgeous bearish gap and go on ticker symbol AU. And honestly, pretty easy to play. We had a limit sell set up on AU. I'm pretty excited about the analysis on that trade. A lot of traders did well in this one. JDcom. JDcom. We did get a chance to play a little bit of a bearish trade on this one. And stole a dollar or two from the market. Nothing to brag about. But white candle gapped down. Barely breaking this pivot. And we based this chart actually on the pre-market data, believe it or not. So here's kind of the way it looked. Is it broke this support really, really early in the day. So simply did a limit sell on that support. Stop right about there. And we got stopped out right about there for 0.83 R. So nothing amazing, but a gain nonetheless. And then late in the afternoon, try to take a breakdown on SLB, aka Slumberger, aka Slumberger. And here was the initial setup. Didn't roll over right here. I mentioned in the write-up that I want it to work in 30 minutes. Moved the stop down to here. Got stopped out. Went to the gym. Came back for about 30 minutes. And that was pretty much about it. So SLB lost 0.4. So overall in the day, small gain. But I'll take small gains rather than small losses. Any day, all week. Let's look at NUGT. NUGT had pretty much the exact same analysis as AU did. This was an amazing gap. Shout outs to Troy Beinhauer, who soiled this one for 2 hours. Beautiful gap down. Let me show you this gap down the daily. This thing was just wretched. Look at this. Ugh, gorgeous white candle. Everybody's buying yesterday. Stock made a higher high and a higher low. Bearish gap and go. And there's your 5-minute candle. Small 5-minute candle. Entry. Stop. There's the retest. Nice little pennant pattern. There's another breakdown right there. It's just solid. Very nice little trade on NUGT. Gold and silver. I don't know where the gold's at. Show me the gold. Pulling back. I want GLD and SLV to pull back a little bit more before I personally am a buyer on one of these ETFs. This bull put spread should expire in May. I got 2 weeks left on that one. Here's SLV. SLV, pretty much my analysis on this one is very similar to gold. I liked it. I denied unequivocally that I was wrong on the short-term bullish trade. It did end up going bullish on the ETF, which I'm fine with, right? As you guys know, I published the article back in February that I was buying physical silver as much as I can, as often as I can. But at this point, this is pretty much my setup on the ETF itself. Limit buy, meaning I'm waiting for the pullback, buy the dip, and more or less hope that it bounces. Here's SLV on the weekly chart. And on the weekly, this would be, and if this is an inverted head and shoulders pattern, this would be the neckline, and this would be buying the retest of the neckline, and at that point, more or less just hoping for a bounce. A few more to look at really quick. SPY, not a lot to talk about today, so I was looking at if we were going to go bearish, we needed to break the low of Friday, either today or tomorrow if we're going to go bearish. Otherwise, I still truly think that we do this per my analysis back on the 29th of April. I think we go a little bit higher on the SPY. Great place to sell covered calls if you own shares back up in here. Those likely are going to expire worthless, and looking for SPY to bounce a little bit. And two more. Ticker symbol LC Lending Club. Just got hosed today, down 27%. Very, very strong gap. If you're wondering how I play this one, no. It gapped too far and had the short sell restriction on most of the day. And it was a little bit hard to borrow in some brokers. So bottom line, 75 million shares trade on LC. I do think it goes a little bit lower. I think Adam and a few other traders are looking to buy it at 5. I still think it's a good company. They got a few kinks to work out. But that little breakdown, something like this could happen. But anyway, LC, keep an eye on it. I don't think that stock goes bankrupt. If it does, someone will buy them before that happens. At least that's just my guess. Pretty big personal peer-to-peer lending company is Lending Club. We'll see what happens. But I don't think they just evaporate off the face of the earth. And then here's First Solar, FSLR. Ladies and gentlemen, the low of today on First Solar was $50.03. Hit the target of $50.08. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful bearish gap and go on earnings right there. Great little retest right there. Honestly, this one worked out a little too well. So at this point, what do I think now on First Solar? I got two objectives. Number one, you could do a put sale down here. If First Solar makes it down to 40, I will be a buyer. I mentioned if you had to pyramid your trade and you were getting into 100 shares, I would get into 30 here and 70 here. Just kind of an idea of what I would like to see on First Solar. I don't know if that happens, but you have a very, very good trend line where we are on First Solar, and here's your long-term moving averages. So long story short, you're at a really good buying location, and it could absolutely bounce. I am keeping an eye on First Solar here to bounce, and really at this point, trade all the way back up to 72.06. If it doesn't, pick up a few here, trade back down to here, pick up some, and then you got your stop in place, and then your risk reward all the way up until that 72.06 action. So again, just keep your eyes on First Solar. It's a stock we follow often, and I'm just happy to see that the analysis did work out fine. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching this Monday real life stock review. I hope to see you on Wednesday, which will be your next free stock review. Keep your eyes peeled on your inbox until then. And until then, of course, remember, love life, live life, and trade. See you.